that how we met for me is already a symbol of what actually advances this community, because we met at the PAX forum and I had no idea about the Turkish philanthropy sector before, and also really didn't know much about your foundation, but I was so inspired when you told me how you had started your journey that I said, okay, I really have to get you share your experience with this group. And so very happy to have you here today. And maybe before we head off, you can introduce yourself a bit and say a few words about your foundation, because not everyone here will know it.
Thank you, Enrique. Actually, yes, we met each other at PAX Forum very recently. And when you approached me asking for a keynote speech, I was also surprised because I didn't think that what we do is worth of a keynote speech, but you encouraged us after listening to our story. So thank you for that. Hello everyone, my name is Nevgül Gülsel Safkan. I'm the General Manager of Sabancı Foundation. Today I will try to share our learning journey on climate and the actions we have taken so far. But before that, let me introduce you our foundation, Sabancı. The foundation was established in 1974. It means we are 48 years old. And the establishment was due to institutionalize the philanthropic activities of the Sabancı family. The Sabancı family is one of the important figures in Turkey, with more than 60,000 employees in Sabancı Holding and the group companies, Sabancı group companies. Our foundation, maybe to give you an idea about the size, is with a total asset value over $55 million. We are one of the largest family foundations in Turkey. We are based in Istanbul and we have the geographic focus Turkey. So far, we have been running different programs and projects in order to contribute to the social change in Turkey, especially with the topics education, culture and art, and social change. The target groups include women, youth, and people with disabilities. And a very brief summary maybe about our activities in Turkey. It includes so far 120 institutions, including schools, school dormitories, teacher houses, health centers, etc. Still, we are building 2 vocational high schools specialized in the field of renewable energy technology. The second pillar, culture and art, it includes many long-term supports from theater to music, from music to short film and archaeology, in order to create the awareness about social change. Art is a very important vehicle for our experience. Yeah. The foundation, Sabancı, is a grant-making foundation. It has been 16 years now that we've been supporting the civil society organizations in Turkey, project spaces. And there is a 13 years old change-making program, which includes social entrepreneurs, activists, change makers. We select them and make them visible so that they are motivating the rest of society with their valuable works. And the very recent and very valuable big impact project of our foundation is about young women who are neither in employment nor in education or training. Need women is an important social problem in Turkey. So we have national focus, but we have lots of international connections. We are a member of Philea since 1991. We have memberships in COF. We are a member to Girls Not Rights. We are a member of F20. And we are also an old member to Zero Project. All they all help us, of course, to extend our knowledge and expertise in the philanthropic field.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving this short overview. And I mean, that's already one of the things that we talked about when we spoke in Istanbul, was also that I tried to understand what was basically the moment that led you to actually look also into climate for your organization and also get active there. And one of the things that you said was really this international exchange, that you realized you really couldn't ignore the topic anymore, and that was also relevant for you. But you also said it was a mix of factors that came together. Maybe you can share a bit how you got there.
Yeah, exactly. There was not a specific event or moment that raised our awareness or that we become aware of the climate change, but several factors. I can maybe, as the first one, the top one, I can list the international connection. As we are a member of several organizations, attending international meetings helped us a lot to hear more and more about climate change. Almost every organization in the last years had either a keynote speaker about climate change, or there were panels or discussions. But we've been hearing more and more about the issues relating to climate change. And then in the research, I mentioned about the Big Impact project that we have started about young women. That project has started with a research study. We asked a firm, a research company, to make a research about the most critical issues in Turkey, so that we can really focus on a problem which makes sense, so that we help to the solution of the problem. And there were 4 critical problems that Turkey is facing. One of them was climate change. So there again, we had our awareness about the problem. Then similar timing, we met F20 team, and we became a member of F20 platform. It also helped us in raising our understanding about the issues and the discussions that there are valid. And then we started with the team, rather than having a big program or project about climate, putting our climate lens and work through the projects and programs to form a roadmap, how we can increase our impact on the programs and projects through the climate lens. That was actually an important milestone I can name, that helped us. When looking at the wide range of activities with climate lens, we started with the short film festival. We said, why not to make, because the short film festival has every year a different social theme where we would like to raise the awareness. We selected the changing lives, changing climate as a theme that year in the short film competition. And inspired by this theme, we conducted a public awareness survey in Turkey about the climate change. And the results we got were very, very shocking, actually. We noted that the climate change was not regarded as a priority or an urgent matter, but rather, instead of taking individual actions, people were considering government and other institutions responsible to take action. So noting that the awareness is very low, we started to do more things about it. It was almost same timing when we created a book series targeting small children, because awareness starts young ages, as you know. And the book series included 10 books. 5 of them were about animal rights and love about animals. The other 5 was about climate. And so far, we have distributed more than 100,000 books to children at state schools all over Turkey.
Yeah.
On the program, because it's one of our major programs, we have added a new theme last year, which is called Fighting Against Climate Change. And this year we started to support projects under the grant program about climate change. And finally, last year, our chair, Güler Sabancı, in her philanthropy letter, she mentioned about all the actions we have taken about climate change, climate crisis, and made a commitment that we would continue working on climate. So national commitment we have almost given last year in an official letter from our chair. And this year, as you have mentioned, Alice, that we're about to sign the international commitment, hopefully.
That's, yeah, thanks a lot. I think it really shows that you have used to leverage really where you were already very strong, and that you really couldn't have had such an impact if you hadn't really put the lens on the areas where you're already very active. And but that all sounds very smooth, and I'm sure there were rocks on the road. Did you also have issues convincing people inside the organization? Was there anything that you've taken away from that?
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned, our chairperson, our chair, Güler Sabancı, she believes very strongly in the issue that there is a climate change and climate emergency, she calls it in her own words. So top level support was very easy for us, and she really helped us and opened all doors where we would like to really work a little harder. And also the board of trustees of the Sabancı Foundation, they are very sensitive about this issue. So we had from early beginning the top level support. The challenge was actually with resources in terms of time, especially, and team size, because we're a small team at the foundation. Maybe many of us are small teams. We are about 23 people. So with a small team and having a wide range of activities, as I mentioned. Okay. It has been our challenge to save time and to allocate some of our resources to really work with the climate lenses.
Yeah, no, that's great. And were there any specific, where did you turn to for learning and also actually getting these additional resources? Is there anything that you can recommend?
Yeah, learning started with the international connections, meeting our European peers, like, you know, being in those discussions or listening to many speeches really helped us in learn more and more about the issue and exchange ideas and experience. Our relation to F20 platform, that was also an important learning point for us. Sabancı University has a division. There is a private university belonging to Sabancı Group called Sabancı University. The division is called Istanbul International Center for Energy and Climate. So that unit is working on energy and climate related issues. So we have a unit where we can consult. And on top of it, actually, we really contacted external advisors and researchers. They really helped us in ensuring that we are on the right track, and so that we are not afraid of the next steps that we would like to make. I would say that that is important, and also to increase the learning phase and exchange of information. Last year, in the International Philanthropy Seminar that we organize, every year we organize an International Philanthropy Seminar. The theme included the role of foundations in the post-pandemic world, from the perspective of climate change and climate emergencies. So we were able to listen to speakers from that field. That was a learning point. And this year, we decided that the seminar is entirely about climate change. So we will be talking more and exchanging information. There is an interesting part we added in the seminar, that we will listen to young people. There is a session called Youth Activism in Fighting Against Climate Change. So we are looking forward to listen to the young ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was really what impressed me when we spoke, that even though you first said you're not that far advanced, that you immediately also acted as a convener and actually tried to bring people together to exchange on climate, and that's really great. So we have to come to a close of this short input. So what are the things that you would really kind of recommend for people to take away from your journey so far, and on the learning? Yeah.
Actually, instead of starting a new program, a big program, I would suggest that you have the climate lens on, so then you can find where to make improvements with the climate lens. That is much easier and faster reaction you can show in this field. And there was an eye-opener sentence in one of those international meetings that we should accept that all foundations are climate foundations. So we are all responsible to feel partly that we are a climate foundation. During our journey, actually external support helped us a lot. So that's why I would suggest that you approach to advisors, to external consultancy, to really feel well and to have a guidance on the areas where you feel that you need and you are not competent enough. So it's now the time to commit our resources. If we don't make the space, nothing will change. I think that's why we should have some allocation. And I wish that it's for everybody a learning journey.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for these brilliant closing words. And I'm handing over to Sandra to see if we have time for one or two very short questions or comments from the participants.
Yes, so please, if you have any questions, you can either just unmute yourself or you can write it in the chat, and then we will try to collect and to pass on to Nevgül.